Welcome to Thursday, April 30th. Today is your last day of the week. We will not have school on Friday or Monday unless you have some missing assignments. Then you should be working on those on Friday or Monday so that you can try to get as caught up as possible so we can start fresh next week. When you look into the email that you will get this morning, as always, it's very similar steps. For one, do the daily attendance. Two, you're going to watch this video and a volume refresher. That will be an update on how to find the surface area and volume of rectangular prism for your quiz today. Be sure to watch all of this whole video. Look over the week at a glance, which we'll go to in a second. And then that missing assignment, like I was talking about, our writing. Be sure to submit day 1 and day 2 into Schoology. When you click into Schoology and you go into personal narratives, this is where you will be submitting stuff. Please stop sharing items or just emailing us with your answers. Your thing should go right into there and they will go right here. So you will link it in and you'll be able to submit it. There'll be a submit button. All you have to do is hit that button and you will send it to us. Going back into day 2, maybe you forgot to do that with your pre-writing or you sent us the mountain. Remember, you have all of your videos right here that you can do. You have some other examples. Click this button that says, here's where you'll do your plot mountain. Click it. And there should be a submit button right here on the student version that you can send to us. Please do that so we can grade it and send it back to you. As for the first science activity that we did, we were kind of bummed with it. We had 28 students out of our 53 try it, and we only had 16 of the 53 follow the instructions to do it the right way. So please, please, please go back into the Save Our Earth hyperdoc. I even commented on all the other ones in Seesaw, so you should see a comment on your post. If you click into that hyper, it'll take you into back on Wednesday's assignments. So hyperdoc. Your assignment will be right in the middle and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So you'll be step 1, explore the different books and videos by clicking into them. Step 2, think about an issue that might matter to you. Step 3, you're going to create the Seesaw video poster or design your own project showing 3 things that you learned. Include 2 ways that other kids can help with this, and then 1 picture. Step 3 is huge. Make sure you have all of that in your Seesaw post. And then step 4, just share it and put it in your science folder. And other classmates will be able to see it. As of right now, you won't be able to see each other's because then you can see the math quizzes. But after tomorrow, you'll be able to see each other's posts once all quizzes are in. So going back into it, you have your writing and your science to do. You might have your old math one to do, so try to get your last quiz in there from the Seesaw activity. Your lit groups are at different spots, so check over that week at a glance to make sure if you're my side of the mountain and you meet today, or if you're other things that you have to complete for that, try to get that in as quick as possible. Plus our 40 book challenge will end on May 15th, so you try to do as many ARs and Seesaws. If you haven't in the last couple weeks, try to get that in as well. Your last assignment for the week, math activity in Seesaw, is on surface area and volume. The surface area and volume rectangular prism skill tester. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a picture of a rectangular prism. It could be a cereal box, shoe box, fridge, noodles, package, cupboard, etc. But it has to be different than your other practice video where you had a guy with a beard and he was teaching you how to use his thumb and his arm to try to measure something. So for example, I could not measure the ottoman couch stool again. Measure it in inches. The width of your first thumb knuckle is going to be 1 inch, so be sure to use that for your measurements. And you're going to get a rough estimate of its surface area in inches, so everyone's using their thumb today, and then the volume for the cubic inches. Record yourself showing work when solving for each solution. So this is an example of what it could look like. You guys are going to add your response as a picture, and then you're gonna add text box or you explaining over the top of it, so we know exactly that you know exactly what you are saying, and you know what surface area and volume is. So we would like to hear everyone's voices in a recording. So go ahead and you'll look at something like this for your example. I did the dehumidifier. Try the very first one, which could be volume would be the easiest one. You know that volume of any rectangular prism is length times width times height. So I measured and I found that our length, and I just used this side over here, that was going to be 8 inches. It was pretty close to that. The second side was 10 inches, or pretty close to 10, and then my height is going to be 15 inches. So I did 8 times 10, length times width, times height, multiplied them all together, and I got 1200 inches cubed. Showed my formula, and now I'm talking you through how to do it, so that's exactly what you guys will be doing for volume. The second one, or the hardest one, is going to be the surface area, and you know that from your practice ones today in our small groups. You're going to add up the area of each face. So you're going to find the square area of the front, the back, the left side, right side, top and bottom, and then you will add them all together. You're trying to find like what it would take for you to wrap a present, or to find how much is on the outside of this in plastic for this material of the dehumidifier. So the front, I know that the bottom was 10, and the side going up here is going to be 15, so 10 times 15 is 150. I just added a shape or a text box here, so a text box went right into the shape and I turned it pink. I knew the front was the same as the back, so I didn't have to do any math there. I just turned that to 150 as well. Left side was 8 going across the bottom, going up 15 because it's the same height for the entire part of our prism. 8 times 15 ended up being 120, and I knew the left side was the exact same as the right side. So I put 120 right there. The only two that I needed that were left was the top and the bottom. The top ended up being that measurement that went across here was 8, and then the front measurement there was 10 inches. Feel free to keep measuring as you go. If you need help on that, you can always just remeasure with your thumb. And then 8 times 10 was 80 inches squared, and I knew the top was the very same as the bottom, so that was 80. Added all those numbers up together, 80 plus 80 plus 120 plus 120 plus 150 plus 150, and I ended up getting 700 inches squared for the total surface area of this rectangular prism. And again, 1200 inches cubed for the volume of the rectangular prism. Hope that helps. Remember, as always, if you have any other questions, be sure to reach out to us. We will be able to meet a lot more one-on-one with students. If you mention the word pickles in your video, I will give you bonus points. That means you watched it all the way through to the end. Remember, the code word is pickles. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.